How's it going, everybody? My name is Warner Fields from Fields of Profit. Today I'm here with my friend Peter, who is a fellow Wisconsinite crushing it on Amazon. Kind of get into his Amazon journey, but if you just want to kind of briefly introduce yourself, let us know how you got into Amazon. We'll just kind of go from there.
Yeah, thanks for having me. So my name is Peter. I've been selling on Amazon, taking it more seriously since around May, and started just scaling as quickly as I could, and have done about 115K over the last 30 days.
Dang. Yeah, so pretty quick growth there, right? So, getting started out in the early days, like what did it look like for you? What did you get started with? Were you books, RA? I know there's tons of different places to start.
Yeah, so I've actually had the Amazon account open for a while, but I didn't take it seriously. I got familiar with books and doing that sort of thing and creating packages to send in FBA. But then, this May, I just really started taking OA seriously. So hitting, all the websites, learning how to coupon and stack and really, get a lot of good products.
Yeah, so going from taking it seriously in May to now in August doing over 6 figures a month, right? Yeah. That's amazing. So what was something that, you said you're doing some of the, lower hanging fruit, the books, that kind of stuff. Yeah. What clicked for you to go from, I'm just selling some books to bang, I've got a legit business? What did that look like?
Yeah, so I'd kind of dabbled with Amazon very lightly, and then I had never heard of a prep center. And I was talking to a guy, Zach Sedano, and he was like, yeah, you could leverage this. And then it just started this track of me listening to Buy Box Bandits, joining the roadmap, and then it just kind of all, just snowballed. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So if you're talking about it there, should they get a prep center? When was it right for you?
Yeah. So not off the bat, but what I saw is that the opportunity to scale rather than me just living on eBay and selling products and having to do the listings. Yeah. So I definitely recommend FBMing for a few months, getting your hands dirty, and then learning how to package your FBA shipments as well. And then maybe there will be a time that it makes sense to get a prep center.
Awesome. So you're talking about starting to source those products online. Like people at home, they probably don't know where you're looking for those products. Like what kind of websites? Like is it all websites for you right now?
Yeah, it's 100% websites. I like to do a couple of things. I'm not tied to any certain website, but I like to go to the cashback websites and kind of work my way back. See what sites have good sales, and then I also like to use Keep a Product Finder to find what products are really surging at that moment. So that might be a quick FBM opportunity.
Awesome. Yeah. So when you're first starting out, you're saying FBM is super important. Should new sellers just only FBM at the start?
I think for the first month or two, it's a really good strategy because you get such good feedback so quickly. With FBA, you're going to be facing longer lead times, and you're not going to know if a product is very good as quickly. So I definitely recommend FBA.
Cool.
Or FBM.
Yeah. Another thing that, you're on Twitter and you're talking about Turo pretty often, right?
Yeah.
So what to you made Amazon FBA more attractive than building a Turo or Airbnb business or all those that you see out there?
Yeah. I think that with Amazon, you can scale very, very quickly. You don't have to work with, banks and stuff for financing. You just got to get approved for a credit card and then go. Yeah. So the barrier to entry is a little bit lower. You're also running a lot less risk. So, if you think about having a car in Turo, it could be totaled. So, with Amazon, if you're shipping products, you might get a return. So it's not as big of a deal.
Yeah, a return's not quite as bad as a totaled car. Yeah. Are you planning on scaling the car side of things, or is that just kind of for fun?
It's it's just kind of some way to pay our mortgage.
Sure.
So we bring it in. We might add one more car, but I don't think we're going to scale it aggressively. I do think if you're constrained on capital, it's a great option to get capital.
Yeah. Yeah. So obviously we're here in Las Vegas right now for ASD. How important has networking been, getting in circles like this been for you?
Yeah, it's been crazy. Rubbing elbows with some of the big whales in the industry has been really, really cool. Just realizing they're normal guys that have just put in a lot of work over an extended period of time, and that anybody can do this sort of thing. And then the connections that have been made have been phenomenal.
Awesome. Yeah. How did you go about making those connections?
Yeah. So, just being really active on Twitter. And then I was in the roadmap, and what I would do is I would just hold a call at noon. And that's how I met some of the guys that I'm now in a group chat with. Just put my face out there. I didn't really know how to source at the time, but we just, continuously put myself out there, and it worked out.
Yeah. It's like I always say, it is 10 times harder to be the lone wolf, figuring everything out on your own. It was uncomfortable for me to start making friends. Maybe it was uncomfortable for you as well, putting yourself out there. But after a month or two, you got friends. It's oh, this is way easier. I was uncomfortable for a month, and now I've got friends to share it with for forever.
100%.
Yeah. So for that new seller, I know it's kind of a controversial thing sometimes. Should a new seller, should they open the Amazon account, open the Twitter account at the same time, start sharing right away?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, just move. People really feed off of the newbies that are super energetic and excited about it. So yeah, I think just do it.
For sure. Yeah, so in terms of product sourcing, most people watching this video probably trying to find their first couple products, selling a few $1,000. What should, early on, what worked for you? What should the sellers watching this video, how should they start sourcing?
Yeah, I think so. Go to YouTube, watch some free tutorials on Keepa and SellerAmp, and then just start on gating. and start just trying to find your first product. Like, if you lose a little bit of money on it, it's not the end of the world. You're going to learn a lot that can make you a lot of money in the long run.
Right. Yeah. I think a lot of people will sit they'll be on hour 20 of the YouTube binge. Like, you got to give yourself a cutoff. I'm going to watch 3 to 5 hours of YouTube and just go practice, right?
Time box.
Yeah. Because you also see, like, you probably get a bunch of questions now. I get a bunch of questions from people who just clearly have not tried whatsoever.
Yeah.
But if you watch a few hours of YouTube, you direct a way better question. What's the best cashback site? Or like, I was looking at this website and I noticed this. Like, those questions are getting answered.
Yeah. 100%.
So like, you got to take that first initial action.
Yep.
Yeah. So obviously, being able to scale to 115 grand so quickly. What kind of capital constraints have you had? Is that an issue for you?
It was at first. What really helped me was getting the MX Plum. So
cool.
It just gave me a longer time to pay back what I owed, and so I was able to take out more leverage and then just churn the money.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially if you're doing the FBM like we're talking about, you can move it so much faster. You got that 60-day payback period. Like, if you guys need to know what you're doing before you do that, I want to be fully transparent. You knew what you were doing before you did that. So don't pull the plum and go into massive debt to start the business, but that's awesome, So, obviously starting, pretty quickly scaling. Do you remember some of those first products you found at OA? You remember how you found that?
OA products? Yeah, I think that, I was just going through, I would go to Rakuten and I would, say, who's got good cash back? And, and the first couple, they were not winners, but I saw like, the really inexpensive sale price and just went for it and got some good feedback from that, learned some lessons, and then found better products over time.
Awesome. Is there certain categories you're sticking to, or is just anything under the sun profitable?
Yeah. So a lot of apparel, and then a little bit some electronics here and there. And then what I do is we'll just kind of seep out. We'll try something new, and then we'll see if we can build on it. Basically.
Cool. So what would you say, doing 6 figures a month is awesome, but what's holding you back from 200, 300,000 a month right now?
Yeah, I think just spending more. And I think like really what it comes down to is getting comfortable at new spending thresholds. So, 2 months ago, I was like stressing out over, spending 20K in a very short period, and now it's 60K, and then it'll be 100K. So it's just getting comfortable at those levels. Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, it's kind of cool to see the numbers grow. Like you started with books too. Like just like I did the same thing. It's like, oh man, I spent $100 today. Like that's insane. Like I spent so much on books. And then you get to where we're at. It's like, oh, I spent $5,000 today. I want more. Like
right, exactly.
It's cool to see kind of be more and more used to those numbers. Yeah. So for the the guy or girl watching this video, they're trying to make their first sales. What are the first like 2 or 3 steps that they should do like right now to take action?
Yeah. So for me, what I would do is I would go watch some free YouTube content, get familiar with the process. For me, if you have the funds, maybe invest in an educational course, totally worth the money. And then you need to take action. If you need to buy your first product, it does not matter. If it's not the best product, you will learn over time. Yeah,
that's awesome. And on that, something I like doing is like the first couple products you buy, you probably made some mistakes, right? Those first couple products, you're losing a little bit of money, right? Yeah, that's the name of the game. But something I like doing is going back on the Keepa and like pretending it's the day you found it. Yeah. And you can be like, oh, the new sellers were increasing. I should have known. Or the sales rank was going up. Like you're gonna learn those lessons, and you'll see that like, oh, the gurus online, they weren't lying to me. Like you really should be on the lookout for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's awesome. Yeah. So for the people watching this video, if they want to reach out to you, maybe they're selling similar sales level, want to kind of network with you, where can they find you?
Yeah. So I'm on Twitter and Instagram. Definitely more active on Twitter. But I'm at Pete's Flips. I'm
cool. Awesome. Yeah, so we'll drop that down below. Go ahead and drop a follow, ask questions. I'm sure you're happy to help out with that kind of stuff. But I really appreciate you guys watching this video. If you guys did get value, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. Drop any questions, comments down below. Always happy to answer those for you guys. Thanks for hopping on the channel, Peter. Great to chat with you. Yeah. And I'll see you guys in the next video.